Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm just going to be talking about the FIFA World Cup Final 2026, some things that I noticed, information that I came across that other people have pointed out that definitely got me thinking about the final, that it could potentially have all of it just been a scripted kind of reality that played out, right? And when you take a look at some of the things that happened before the match, you take a look at some of the matches throughout the World Cup, and you take a look at the final. It's definitely not something out of left field, right? To suggest that it could have all just been scripted, right? It could have all just been faked, and I know that might trigger a lot of people. A lot of people might still be under the impression that um, sports are clean, that these events just play out naturally. But whenever there's so much money, whenever there's so much attention, there's so many eyeballs surrounding a certain event, you can bet your butt that there's usually something going on behind the scenes that we're not being told, right? Some sort of manipulation or scripting of the games, just straight up corruption, right? I don't think it's scandalous to suggest that. It kind of makes me think of pro wrestling. I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I used to think that pro wrestling was real, right? That's the sort of reality that they do a very good job at creating, right? But you find out that it's scripted, right? That it's fake, that it's not real at all. That they do a very good job again at trying to give this illusion that all these events, that all these made up conflicts are real. And that's the illusion. That's the thing that they're trying to sell you, right? That's the show, I guess you can call it, that they try to sell you. So why wouldn't football, the most popular sport in the world, be any different, right? Why wouldn't such a big event, why wouldn't such a big, I guess, market be any different? It would be kind of naive, like I said, to just think that, oh, it's all just clean, that it's just the best teams in the world and they're fighting it out for the cup at the end, right? That's kind of the brainwash kind of point of view that they want to sell us, right? But take a look at the final, right, which is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Again, there's a lot of controversy, not just in this World Cup, but in other World Cups as well. But obviously, I'm just going to be focusing on the final for this World Cup 2026 in this video. So the first thing that I wanted to mention is the stuff that happened before the game, right? And this isn't even stuff that, again, you can say, oh, it's just a coincidence. It could all just be chance. It's just things that happened before the game, right? Anybody with any sort of, I guess, critical thinking skills could look at this information and say, oh, there's definitely probably something going on here, right? So before the final started, the Argentina players were in the tunnel. There's a video of this going around where you can see Messi trying to console his fellow teammates, right? He's telling them to calm down. He's telling them to forget about what happened and to just focus on the game, right? So it kind of makes you think, what was he referring to, right? And in the video, you can clearly see a lot of the players, a lot of the Argentina players, pissed off. A lot of them were crying. A lot of them looked like they had just been done crying, right? And you can clearly see in the video, I think it was Lisandro Martinez, the guy looks visibly upset, right? And it makes you think, what could possibly have caused this, right? I mean, it's the World Cup final. It's the biggest match of the tournament. So what could possibly have caused such a thing to happen, right? Maybe they received some sort of bad news from, right before the game. But it must have been something big, obviously, to have caused the entire team to look so visibly shaken, right? During the national during the national anthems, as well, you can clearly see the look on a lot of the players' faces, and from the Argentina squad, right? They looked upset. They looked like they didn't want to be there. They looked again like they had just been done crying, and like they didn't want to be there, right? So that's definitely another red flag. Kind of makes you think again, why is it that they're so visibly shaken? What was going on right before the match? Perhaps they received some information that they didn't like, right? That got them visibly shaken. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. These are just things that I'm pointing out, right? That anybody could, connect, and anybody could say, again, there's probably something going on here that we're not being told, right? During the match itself, a lot of the Argentina players, again, were visibly upset. A lot of them were out for blood, to put it that way, right? One of the players that comes to mind is Leandro Paredes, right? He received a yellow card just minutes after he entered the game. The guy was physically upset, or visibly upset. He was angry, and even after the match, he was fighting with some of the Spanish players. Right, the guy was very angry. So again, it makes you think: why would he be in that state? Right? Why would he be acting in that manner in the final? A lot of the Argentina players got booked, right? One of them got sent off, Enzo Fernandez, during the second half. And there's a video also of Messi taking some practice shots before the game. And you can clearly see how it looks like he's missing on purpose, right? You can say it's a coincidence, and it does happen, right? Like, these players aren't robots; they're bound to miss some shots. But a player of that quality, and a player that is known for his quality, to be missing 3, 4, 5 shots in a row is just out of character from him, right? It looks like he was purposely missing those shots, right? So that's definitely not normal. These are just things that raise red flags, things that I noticed, that other people noticed. Not to mention a lot of the unfair criticism and a lot of straight up hatred towards the Argentina national team and towards the country in general. I found that very odd. Don't get me wrong. There were a lot of unsportsmanlike moments coming from the Argentina national team, but a lot of the criticism that they were getting was completely undeserved. A lot of the hate that they were getting was completely undeserved, and I just found that a little weird as well, right? So again, you take a look at some of the numerology surrounding some of the players. You take a look at some of the dates that surround some of the players, and you start to see that it definitely looks like there's more going on than what we're being told, right? For example, the players Messi and Lamine Yamal, for example, right? You take a look at some of the dates surrounding them, the kit numbers that they use, and you can just say that it's all just coincidence. But again, you take a few minutes to look into it deeply, and it kind of leaves you scratching your head, right? Like, there's probably more going on here. But anyways, I just wanted to share those thoughts surrounding this final. What do you guys think? Do you think that there was some tampering going on, that there has been tampering going on? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.